Hem. Hem. We are coming in a little bit late. Let us continue. Alright. Where were we? First of all, second of all, 1 second. Do this, do that, do this, do that. It's time for the brain torture. 1 second. Number 15, Space Engineers Brain Torture. Hoop-diddy-doop. Scoop-diddy-scoop. God damn it, all these colors. Right, we have been listening to freaking Stranger soundtrack for the last 30 hours on stream. We need something else. What could be a good soundtrack to listen to? Let's go Space Engineers soundtracks. Space Engineers soundtrack. Space Engineers. Let's go on YouTube. Let's get to the official playlist. La da di la da da. Da 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 da. Space Engineers. There we go. Space Engineers OST. There we go. Make it quieter. 50%. 25%. I also need to. Space Engineers OST. There we go. Right. Loop playlist, shuffle playlist. There we go. Okay, we were trying to decide where we should slam the assemblers into. I wonder, maybe being in silence would be even better. Let's be in silence for now. Let's see. Stuff is going on here. Stuff. Nothing much, just stuff. I have been doing stuff. It's a lot of stuff. We might need to add a little bit more stuff, because this stuff last time I tried was turning a little bit not too well. Alright, symmetry. Another 50,000 PCU of worth of gyroscopes should do it. God damn, you can add large variants for gyroscopes. Yep. I have been working on this for like 15 hours so far. And we are still not done with the first stage, the piping stage. God damn it. If I manage to complete this, then I will have so much patience to do everything else, because it will seem like even the biggest ship that I have built so far, it will like feel like literally nothing compared to this. Yeah, despite the fact this is still functional. Not betraying any principles. Going to flex so hard on everyone on the workshop when I publish this. It's 800 meters wide and about 400 meters long. So yeah, almost a kilometer in size. Lots of thrusters. A heavy armor variant should probably be able to go into the gravity and atmosphere. And the light armor variant should definitely be able to do that. Lots of processing, lots of jump drives. Will be a big hangar in the middle with lots of interior for the crew. There will be a lot of turrets. On the heavy armored variant, triple layer heavy armor around the crew section, the hangar section, and the cargo containers to prevent even railgun shots from penetrating. Basically, this is the final boss of Space Engineers construction. If I build it, then I have pretty much beat the last boss, and then I will have a bunch of side quests to complete. Yeah, it will add a lot of uranium. It needs 1,000 of uranium ingots just to jump all of the jump drives. So it's like 1,000 of uranium per jump. It's insane. And to fully refuel it, you will need 200 kilotons of ice, I think, if I don't... if I'm not mistaken. Now it should be easy to get. Those large iceroids contain a lot of ice. Like a real lot of ice. In terms of mass, multiple hundreds of kilotons. The ship itself. But it should be efficient. As much as I can make it efficient at this size. There's no like waste conveyors. There's 0 conveyor blocks on this ship so far. Also that will make it really easy to fix, because unlike conveyor blocks, you can just see every other block from the control panel. Opening which... oh god. There's already 5,500 blocks at the control panel. Gyroscopes themselves consume 20 megawatts. So yeah, pretty much just as efficient as my other ships, just a little bit bigger. What's the mass so far? Almost 100 kilotons. No armor yet. In terms of PCU, load in, come on. And 200,000 already. In terms of lights, there's going to be a lot of spotlights on the inside. I will not be using many normal lights, just a lot of spotlights to light up all of these areas. That's the trick with large ships, to save a lot of PCU on lights. Just use spotlights. It's that easy. Right, yeah, without music, it's even better. A lot easier to think. To stink. So 256 cargo containers, 256 refineries, 128 assemblers, 256 jump drives, and 100 tanks, 2048 gyroscopes, 256 thrusters upwards of each type. Actually, I wanted to remove some thrusters going backwards, just because you don't need that many, half the amount. But yeah, pretty much a lot of stuff on here. Right. But yeah, this is nothing that ridiculous. If you can get a faction of like 32 people or something, it should be a ship perfect for you. Big faction, big ship, makes sense. Right, like this. Amogus. Din 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 din. Yes, I am the one that made that barge. It's a pretty nice barge. Not much in terms of armor or anything, but just the resource processing ship that doesn't get in combat, it's perfect. After I finish this big thing, I will do a little bit more smaller ships, of course. But so far, the progression somewhat to the barge, I already have all of the ships for you to do that. If you start on the planet. So you start the planet, make a small miner, make a small welder, build up this ship. You can actually start by just placing its cargo container and expanding like assembler and refinery and connector are directly connected to the cargo container. Just build using the ship itself, then just refuel on the planet, go to space, and using the ship you then build the ship, this barge. And well, that's the progression, I guess. You can start using the barge even when it's not fully finished, like build a quarter of it. So this, for example, these cargo containers and this line of assemblers and refineries and reactors. So yeah, so far it's a pretty simple progression. And also, I started a stream today at a time where there should be a lot more viewers. I checked the analytics, and for the next 6 hours is the peak time where people watch my channel. So I think there should be a few more viewers. I hope. No, that's nice. It would be nice to have more thrusters variations and different tiers of them in Vanilla Space Engineers. Right, I stopped previous time on connecting these assemblers. How many do we have in one of these stacks? 1, 2, 3, 16, right? Oh, actually not 16, 32. Okay. So this is that and that. So that's 128. Okay. That's fine. And refineries, how many do we have in one of these stacks? 4, 4, 4, 4, 16, 4, 4, 4, 4, 32. Okay. So we will need to double layers them. Yes, I remember now. I think this is a pretty interesting setup for refineries and assemblers. I definitely haven't seen anyone do that yet. Oh, I would love to be able to rotate the ship using normal thrusters. Because like with this ship, if you could just, if the game calculated the rotation by using the thrusters, you could just, you could spin so well. But otherwise, without having that in the game, I need to have 2000 gyroscopes here. That's like 100,000 PCU, and it still rotates like really slowly. So, like, doing that is really easy. Adding that feature to the game should be really easy. Or at least if Kin is too lazy to add that, at least make large gyroscope variants. We need more large block variants in the game. Right, how will I connect all of this? Yeah, that's nice. Starship Evo should be fun, it just needs to become more of a game and not a 3D ship reductor. But I'm waiting for it to get finished. Because right now it's just a ship editor. There's no game attached. Bam, bam, bam. This project has really outgrown what I first thought it would be, because first I thought like maybe 64 car containers, 64 refineries, a little bit less thrusters, but I kinda... No, bam, now it's 4 times bigger. Yep, it's a start. It's definitely a start. Also, it seems to be properly optimized, and the developer don't seem to have the same brain rot that most other game developers have. So, it looks promising. Outliner remind me of the Snoke's ship in Star Wars movie. Let me check quickly. Snoke's ship. Let's see. Well, it is a flying wing. So I guess it's similar in that it's a flying wing. But other than that, the shape is a little bit different, I guess. Flying wings are so much cooler than just normal sausage ships. I have already gone over that in one of the past streams. Like, the Space Engineers Workshop seems to have a course of it just being called long ships, and that's it. There's nothing innovative, it's just variations on the same stuff over and over and over again. Pretty sad. Let's see. How can we connect this? The vertical ships are pretty cool too. Anything but a sausage. Oop. Sausage ships are not bad too, but they are overdone. I guess there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that there's too many of them. So it's kinda not that interesting to look at after a while. But yeah, vertical ships, flank wings, and weird shapes in general. Whoops. What did I do wrong? Oh, right. Hoop. And hoop. Hoop. Bam. What? Wait, what? What did I do wrong again? Am I... Hold up a second. So this is the middle, right? Is there a 5-block gap here? Yes, it is. Yes, there is a 5-block gap. So, what's the problem? I take this, right? Place it here. Right, okay. There we go. Does this placement look good? Oh, right, there's no proper access. For a bigger ship, yes, for a welder ship to the rear panel, rear section. So let's extend this a little bit more, because there will be a little bit of armor here nearby the car containers. So let's do this like that. Yep, when placing conveyor blocks, the game just freezes for a second. Which is fine. It's not that big of a problem. Because normal blocks, totally fine. Alright, that looks good. Right? Right. Correct even. So main hangar in the middle here, landing pads, runway 7 on the sides here on the thrusters. Yeah, actually, yeah, already showed that before, but just check out the barge compared to it. You could land 2 barges on each side. It looks so small. Vertical ships, yes, they're cool, but only, I guess, when flying, maybe in space. Flying wings are more useful because due to their really flat shape, you can fit a lot of the thrusters on the bottom, so they can fly in the gravity. In gravity. That's the advantage. Yep, the barge is not small, it's 160 meters long. But compared to this, it's tiny. You would need more than a minute to just run from one side to the other side of the ship. It's like a minute and a half, basically, of just running. But hey, if I manage to make the interior look really nice, which I hope I will definitely try, this will be a really fun ship to play around with. And also, I will try to make it as performance friendly as possible with its size, so no light spam. As I said, most of the lights here will be spotlights. Which one? Yeah, I thought about that, but it perhaps might not save that much time. What is the problem again? What did I... Oh. What did I copy again? I copied... I thought about making a train here, but the size is just still not big enough. It's less than a kilometer. If it would be like 5 kilometers, then yeah, but waiting for the train to arrive and then boarding it, it would negate all of the time saved. So sadly no train. As much as I do like trains. I do want to work on a train system in the near future, maybe after this project. They build a few other ships. Because that could be fun. That could be fun. Right, we can remove this. And this. Yep. Now let's connect it all properly. Properly. Oops. Yes, at the back here. That could work. Right. Yep. Alright, it's much easier to sync without any kind of music, I guess. Also motivates me to talk a little bit more. So that's good too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bam. Bam. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. This sync will be really powerful in terms of resource processing. It's like 8 barges, pretty much. Those ones. But yeah, I wonder if you manage to build it on one of the servers, just how much firepower would you need to destroy it? I mean, it should be technically impossible to destroy it in vanilla gameplay, because with all of these gem drives, when things go bad, you can easily jump out. I guess the question would be how much firepower would you need to make this thing retreat? That would be a better question. To deal damage, to deal enough damage for it to need to commit strategical retreat. If you need to have so much armor to survive battle with it. Yes, for it to lose, you would need to like have a big brick with guns on every side of it. As close together as possible and just with lots of armor. But any conventional combat ship will just not stand any chance against it. Yes. Right, well, my predictions were correct. A lot more people are getting on the stream than normal. So, well, analytics don't lie, I guess. Oop. Let's quickly do something like this. Bam. So, yeah, landing pads here in the middle, hangar here, and wings will be just no landing pads, just armor with lots of turrets, I guess. In the middle, some more armor, probably. maybe some windows or something. Because I don't want to make this entire area one giant landing pad. That's too much space. Just these two stripes here, more than enough. Like these two stripes will have longer landing pads than the biggest carrier ship currently available in real life. Let's see. Oop. Right, paste here. Right. Right. Here's the question. What kind of internal random stuff should I throw in, like interior? So definitely a shooting range, a disco, a bar. What other kind of stuff? I would probably need to download a bunch of blueprints of big ships from the workshop and see what people did with space there. Definitely a shop somewhere. Trading station. Yes, garden. Good idea. Good idea. Maybe something like a park garden. Yeah, definitely. That could be a good use of the space inside. Park with a bar. But yes, there's so much space inside, so we can definitely fit a park inside. Park, what else? Oh god, there's too much detail on the refineries. When I get close to them, the game just the frames just drop. Right, we will need to do something like this. Model quality low. Oop. All right, now it's better. In the middle of them. Let's actually just crank everything down to the low. Low, 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 low. Shadow quality low. I don't want to disable it. Amazing. Alright, there should be 5 blocks of space here, right? There is. The game looks like crap now, but it's worth it. Eventually, I will get a PC good enough to run this ship on decent graphical settings, maybe even on maxed out graphics. What did I... What am I attaching it to? Okay, I see. I'm attaching it to the third one from the side, not to the second one. Damn it. Bam. Alright, so what's our PCU count now? And what's our mass? And just getting into the control seat, freezes the game for a few seconds. Hooray, we have surpassed 100 kilotons. Woohoo! And we are at 250,000 PCU. Great. Half of which are gyroscopes. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Even on my medium tier PC, the game runs pretty well. With low settings that is, but well, with a ship this size, still impressive. Let's delete this, let's quickly copy and save it. Nah, too basic. Nah, I don't think I will even name it anything. What could be original is because it's 800 meters wide. I could have a little bit of a visual play with the text. So if it's 800 meters, I could pretty much replace 800 meters with PU. I could name it Project Boom. So that could be a fun name to refer to it. Definitely. That's alright. A big open space, kind of a park, a bar, a shooting range, hangar, cryo room, medical stuff, trading thingy. Alright, after we plan out the piping, when we start doing the interior, we will need to make a document and write everything down. So I don't forget any kind of idea. Yes, living quarters. Definitely. Well, this area in the middle, there will be a lot of space. It doesn't seem like there is a lot of space, but first of all, hangar here down the middle, but just this. Like, Paradis is a character at this point. I think it will be housing 64 players. That seems like a good amount. With a ship this size. And the hangar is down the middle here, of course. It's going to be huge. Huge. Very big. With a size like this, you could probably just have a few players just living on the inside of the ship, just managing the resources. So far I spent on this 15 hours, I think, just planning. 16 to 15 hours. Maybe even 20. Not so sure. Can only say approximately, because, well, some distractions, I guess, and stuff. But yeah, we may be looking at almost 100 hours in total to finish this. But well, with how far I have gotten so far, and with how clearly I can see what... Well, not really that clearly, but at least I can imagine where I would put and what I would put where. The odds of me finishing this should be pretty high. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But I am pretty hopeful. Maybe, probably, perhaps. So yeah, when I finish building it, and if you manage to build it, then you will have the honor or whatever, the privilege of naming the ship whatever you want. But first you need to weld it up. I don't need more cargo. I already have 256 large containers, and small containers as junctions is not that smart of an idea because you will have a lot of smaller inventories and just managing them all is painful. I'm using hydrogen O2H2 generators as junctions instead. So far there are absolutely no conveyor blocks on this ship, and I don't plan there to be any. Absolutely none. There will be, when I place turrets, so there will be like an extension going through the armor to the turret. Then there will be a small car container for the ammo for the turret, with the turret on top. That way, if the connection breaks between the turret and the ship, like one of these just stops working, gets damaged, then you can still, then the turret will still have cargo access and a small ammo stockpile. Yep. Alright, I need to connect these car containers to each other too. And then also replace some of these O2H2 generators with oxygen tanks. Because I still don't have any oxygen tanks, and I have a lot of hydrogen generators, which I can easily replace with oxygen tanks. Yeah, putting generators in the center of mass would definitely help with the rotation, but there's kinda nothing to attach them to because all of the massive stuff with a lot of health is on the sides, so... well, yeah. What is the mass for one gyro? Let's see. I have 2000 of them here. What is the mass? Where is it? 12 tons. So, calculator... where is it? Calculator... 12 multiplied by 2000. Yeah. I want to do heavy armor and triple layer it around the cargo containers and the crew sections, so even a railgun shot can't penetrate it. And there's probably going to be a light armor version, of course, but heavy armor. So just go all out. All out. Alright, have I connected car containers yet? No, I haven't. Okay. Then I should connect them. This may seem like a ridiculous project, and that's because it is. That is definitely not true. Not true, not true. Check the damage here. Railgun, 5000 damage. Heavy armor block, 16,500. So it will penetrate 3 of these fully, and then it will just have 500 damage. So there's probably going like 3 blocks of solid and then 1 decorative layer, so it should pretty much just stop it at the last layer. And light armor has, well, doesn't matter, but 3 should be enough. I tested it on practice too, and it was enough. It's a big ship. Also, as you can see, I'm building with the color you like. Very green. Yeah. Hello, Praetor. Praetor Pactu. Pactu. My question to you is, what's the class? I don't know what's the class. It's a big ship. So these the middle and the hangar and the crew quarters being triple armored, there will be a lot more vulnerabilities. Here, only 1 layer of armor. But I don't care about that because just how redundant this is. You would need to stop the ship fully destroy the entire wing sections. So doing triple armor here is just not that useful. But like there's not going to be 1 vulnerable spot that you shoot and the entire ship explodes. You would need to destroy the entire ship to stop it. Because even just with a tiny section of the ship, it will still function. So as you can see, the hydrogen tanks, the jump drives, the thrusters are spread out throughout the ship. So destroying this is going to be really hard. I don't know. Dread class doesn't really mean anything. The classes don't mean anything. It's just a name. It's just a name of the ship. I guess. Let me quickly check. Let me refresh my understanding. Ship class meaning. Ship class. Ship class is a group of ships of a similar design. Yep. So it doesn't mean any kind of size or anything. So this is not like even classifying it doesn't really need to be done, because classifying stuff is more useful when there's a bunch of different versions of it and retrofits and stuff. But if it's just 1 variant, then what's the point? So yeah, if I express my personal opinion, when people just start the workshop just throwing like on top of the ships like butthole class name and some kind of edgy name or something, just looks so stupid because it makes no sense. Yeah. But with my ships, I don't even come up with names because I kinda don't really care about that. And plus, I want it to be original, so I just kinda give it a model name, and that's it. And then you can make the ship, when you get it, your own. Give it a class if you want, give it a name if you want, I don't care. Paint it fully green or yellow. Well, it's already going to be yellow, so I don't care. So no name. I probably will name it by the amount of cargo storage it has, so let's see, just call the car containers and some other stuff cargo, so 108 ml, so probably like SHR 108 ml, something like that. Or maybe by the amount of thrust, or maybe by mass or something, not sure. We will see. It's one of those decisions that I can kinda take later on. So far how I name my current ships is either by the amount of cargo they can carry or the amount of thrust they have. Like, yeah. My kind of approach is just more practical and industrial and efficient and stuff. So it's kind of a different style, and the names kind of reflect that style as well. Practical, short, sounds kind of industrial and stuff, and not like big combat ship, blah blah blah, and some kind of strange name, I guess. Right, okay, and let's continue connecting everything. I think I will build this, will actually build this in like, and all of my ships in smaller sessions, a few hours per day, but that way I won't get tired from doing it, and the next day I will be able to do it, and want to do it just as much as the previous one. I guess that kind of approach would make more sense. Than just spending one day building the ship, getting tired, and then not doing anything for a week. I think all the weapons it will have is on the external side, it will have a lot of artillery turrets, and that's it. No static weapons. And on the inside, it will have Gatling turrets and interior turrets. Because with just how much spaces there is between the inside, you could easily fly a ship inside of here. So, of course, on the interior, you would want to have some anti-ship defenses as well. So, Gatling turrets on the inside, interior turrets on the inside as well, for places where ships can't go, but people still can. And big old artillery turrets on the outside. For heavy destruction, these turrets have the highest damage per minute of all weapons. Of all turrets. I think so. And the range of them is really high too. Missile turrets still really low damage. And no custom turrets. I don't want to have any subgrids on here to make it perform decently. In terms of headguard doors, I'm thinking about something like having it on the merge blocks and a bunch of tracks. So it will be like the door will be merged and it will have some wheels on it. And then you press the button, it unmerges, it kinda moves around with the wheels and merges again to the ship. So no, not using any hinges, rotors and stuff. And that way there won't be any unsecured subgrids on the ship. Except, well, the wheels on the door. But that's not going to be that much of a problem. Well, we will see, because, like, just if we triple layer the armor on the hangar. So let's say we can start here. So triple layer. And here's 1, 2, 3. Another triple layer down here. I don't have any survival series yet. I will start probably one and try to build this. Maybe. Because that might seem interesting, but currently I don't have any survival series, and yeah. But it will be useful in survival. Okay, so 8 blocks wide hangar. 8 blocks tall hangar. Maybe that's something we are looking at. So it's like 20 meters tall. You could fit a pretty big ship in there, then. Definitely not a barge. The barge is too tall for it. But I guess something like this ship would fit in there easily. Yep. Or a small trading ship. Like, where's it? Mining ship. Will this fit in there, I wonder? 1, 2. Oh. Easily. Yeah. Something like that should fit inside. And then the trading ship, where was it? I still haven't released it on the workshop, I think. Yep. They should fit easily inside of it. Yep. No, putting welders everywhere for auto repairs, that would make the PCU count go really high up. And plus, like, and also it would lag a lot. On a ship this size, repairing immediately doesn't really make any sense, because the ship should be able to survive for a long time, and then you can just jump away, enable a safe zone, and do some repairs. The amount of welders you would need to fully repair everything automatically is just too much. The game will lag a lot, so yeah, doesn't really make sense. Auto repair makes sense for smaller ships, but for large ships like this, it should be able to tank a lot of damage. But still, with the amount of redundancy on the ship and all the stuff, the only way to fully destroy the ship before it jumps away, you would need to have a huge railgun array, like 1 kilometer wide, and just destroy it all in one shot. Actually, you wouldn't even, with a single railgun shot, probably lose it. Well, you probably could, but, well, it's just something that won't work in Space Engineers. Yeah. But we are doing this fully vanilla, so yeah, just having easy access to repair it, even with a small utility ship, is good enough. What's the point of putting a welder on a refinery and assembler? They are useless in combat. It's pointless. Plus, like, the refineries are the last things you would need to repair in combat. Have you seen how much health they have? Integrity, 120,000. You would need 3 railgun shots directly to a refinery to destroy it. Having a battle with 2 of these ships. Well, when jumped away, you can just use a ship to repair it. No point in putting... No point in using a lot of PCU on a welder. Doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. No, it should be fine. Because, well, it's not like a single person will command the ship. It will be an entire faction controlling this. So it should be pretty easy to repair everything with a few people. And still, just the damage the ship will sustain in any kind of battles will be minimal. All of the battles, even with biggest normal combat ships, would last less than a minute. With the amount of turrets it will have. If the battles will even begin in the first place. I'm not really expecting anyone to even build the ship. In survival, well, definitely not in single player. I want to try doing it, but I wonder how that will go. So if I finish this, then I will probably make a Discord server, recruit like a lot of people, and then we will try to build it on one of the kin servers. And see how long it takes for it to get deleted by admins. That's the plan. All of the connections between assemblers, refineries, and cargo containers don't need to be redundant. Just a few lines. Doesn't really matter if they get destroyed and the link stops working. Because what needs to be redundant is the thrusters, and the thrusters are redundant. Each one of these blocks is a self-contained module with power, fuel, gyroscopes, and thrusters. So, to destroy the moving capabilities of the ship, you would need to destroy the entire wings, and that would take a lot of time. But still, you wouldn't be flying the ship alone. when going into any battles, you would probably have a few people along with you, just for safety. And then you would have some combat ships, launch fighters and stuff. But for most people, the only place that will be going into battles is their imagination. Because building this is just not something most people would do. I mean, if a single person can build one barge, then 20 people can build one of these. It's not that much of work for a single person. If it's split between another lots of people. So theoretically it should be possible. On a good server, it should be possible to build this and use it. Yep, of course it's possible to do it solo. You just would need to spend quite a bit of time. It should be possible to do anything alone, just you would need to spend time. More time than if you would do it with people. It doesn't really even make that much sense to build it in a single player world. Well, maybe it makes sense if you just reach that point where you can build it in the first place. But I don't think most people will. That's the thing. It's interesting. We have, for like an hour, we have peaked pretty well in terms of viewers. Now it's dropping off. Dropped off quite a bit. I guess a bit more, and we could end the stream for today. As little by little, continue doing it every day. Small few hour streams, and Eventually it will be completed. It's that easy. Just like building any other ship, but bigger. Yes, when going into projects like this, you just need patience to see it through to the end. Right, well, that's most of the stuff already connected. We would need to connect these two sections down the middle. There will be probably, it will go through the hangar with the connections. Connectors inside. So yeah, it's fine. And then we can replace easily some of these at the end with oxygen tanks. Right, right. But I think this is a good spot to end it for today. So tomorrow we can start putting the turrets on it and piping it up. And that should be the last thing we need to pipe up. Then we can start planning the interior for the crew and stuff. And of course some more piping to connect the cryopods and the medical stuff, but other than that, and the air vents, other than that, it will be done. Phew, this is already starting to look very nice, very coherent. Yeah, I still haven't actually connected the refineries somewhere. Oh well, we can do it later. We can do it later. Right, yeah, that's it for today. Adios. Actually, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, one question. Would you be interested in me playing some racing games later on today for a few more hours? Because that's what I do from like this time. I guess, yeah, let's do that. Right, let's see. Let me check the Discord, because we are still an hour early until the normal time. Let's see. Let's see. Today at 6:50 p.m. here. Some people. Well, doesn't hurt to invite people. Right. Let's see. Should I start another stream or should I for this? Just rename this one. I guess let me try to set some stuff up, and if people respond, I can quickly start another stream. Right? Right. Let's do that.